Hello, we are Night.py, and today we're here again to take another look at a Hackerrank problem, which is also known as the swapcase problem. So here, let's go over the question once. It says you're given a string and your task is to swap cases. So basically what we have to do is to convert the lowercase characters into uppercase characters and vice versa. So as you can see here, they've already given our driver code. So we need not write the driver code, we just have to write the main function which corresponds to the driver code. So let's start with a function. Let's define a function. Let's name it as swap case, and let's give a string as s, and let's give an empty string as res. I'll explain this once I complete the code. Let's start a for loop right now. For I in range length of s. Once we're done with the for loop, we'll go move on to the if condition. I will explain why I'm doing such once I finish the coding, and I'll traverse it with an example. So next, let's give result is equal to result plus s of I dot upper. So what upper and lower does is it checks if it is lower. Is lower is just a built-in function in Python to check whether if the given string is in lowercase or not. And dot upper converts the lowercase characters to its uppercase corresponding letters. So that is what the function of is lower and upper does is. So let's close this. Moving on, let's write our else if part else if dot is upper. So here we are checking is if the given letter is in uppercase, so that we can convert it to lowercase. If it's in uppercase, we shall revert it to its lowercase. Should be s of I dot lower. So next, let's write our else statement. Result is equal to result plus s of I, and we'll return the result. So what we've done here is we've written a code which helps us to convert strings that are in lowercase to its corresponding uppercase letters. So let's run the code and see if it works well. So as you can see here, it's running all the sample test cases and it's converting the the lowercase characters to its uppercase characters. I'll explain this with an example and that will give you a much better insight as to how this works. So I'll give the example here. Okay, so let's take an example here. Okay, so let's take an example to be as hello world. So our S will be hello world. Okay, so now our result is actually nothing as it's an empty string. Now we'll move on to the for loop. So what it does is for I in range of length of s. So what length of s does is it counts the number of characters in a given string and it goes to such number in for loop. So what it does is we move on to the if condition if s of I is lower. So it's searching for those characters which are lower case in the given string. So as we can see here, ELLO and ORLD are lowercase characters. So what it does is to the result string, it will add result plus s of I dot upper. So all those words which have been given as lower will be converted as upper. So it will be ELLO, sorry, ELLO and the one more part string which is in lower case is ORLD. So ORLD. So this is the current result which we have. Now once it goes to elif part, so why it's going to elif part is because not all the characters here are of small or of lower cases. If it was such a case, then it would directly move to else. But since it's not completely satisfied, what it does is goes to else part. Here we can see that two characters are in its upper cases, which are H and W. So what it does here is, in such cases, result will have result plus So result currently has ELLO and ORLD. And now what happens is it will be reunited with H and W but in its lowercase forms. Because what we're doing is we're giving if S of I is upper, so here we can see that H and W would have been in uppercase, so it will be again reinstated to its lower cases and be concatenated with its other self which is in its lowercase forms. So this is how the program is run, and if neither the uppercase nor the lowercase letter would have been present and if just numbers were to have been present in the given string, it would directly move to the else part and the result would be just the numbers and nothing else. So this is how the program works. Hope you liked it. Thank you.